What's going on, guys? It's Alex from Techaeris, and today we're taking a look at the Shinola Detroit Canfield over-ear headphones. Welcome back, guys. It's Alex from Techaeris, and I am going to take a look at the Shinola Detroit Canfield on-ear headphones. A few weeks ago, 3 or 4 or 5 weeks ago, we did a review on the over-ears, which we found to sound fantastic. They were great sounding headphones. We had one little issue for me, and it might not be an issue for everyone, but the tolerance and adjustability was poor from my experience. So we're going to see if the on-ear headphones are any different and if they're any better. So first off, these guys are just strictly wired headphones. They are not wireless, so you're not going to have Bluetooth or anything. It's just going to be a wired connection. Let's go over really quick the what you get in the box. You get a certificate of authenticity and signed and dated, and then you get a nice little cloth pouch for your cables. I wish there was a drawstring on this pouch, but there's not. No big deal. And then of course your documentation, and it seems like a huge book, but it's really like several different languages, so don't be deterred by that. That's really nothing. Then you get a 3.5 millimeter to quarter adapter if you're happen to be using any high-end equipment that uses the bigger port. And of course you get a very, very nice braided cable, and we talked about this in the last review of the on-ears. Really, really beautiful braided cable here. The mic is made of the casing on the mic is made of aluminum. Has a little the Shinola Detroit lightning bolt logo right on there, and then the ends are also made of aluminum and gold-plated tips, and they do indicate. Let's see. Let's get them turned around here. They indicate what ear cup they go into, left and right, which is convenient. That's always nice. And of course, the other end is goes into the phone. If you happen to have an iPhone 8 or I think 7, 8, and 10, you'll need the lightning adapter for that. And so you won't be able to, obviously you won't be able to use this with an iPhone unless you have the lightning adapter. And if you don't know where that lightning adapter is in your box, it is located behind the set of headphones lightning headphones that Apple provides inside of your box. So if you've never found it before, sometimes some people have never seen it, but it is there. You just gotta look for it. So let's move on straight onto the headphones. That's what we're here for. These are the over-ear version of the Canfield headphones. They're virtually identical in design to the over-ears. There's really hardly anything different about these in terms of looks. They're still made of aluminum and steel banding here. Really nice materials, real heavy duty. These things are really heavy. If you compare them to, let's say, like a pair of Beats headphones, the Beats are much lighter. These got some weight to them. You can really feel that they were built to last and quality build. The ear cups are made of leather, and they're really nice and supple and nice and paddy. Feel nice on your ears, and they are removable and replaceable. So that's always a plus, because it's nice if your ear pads wear over time. You can just pick up you might even pick a couple of these up when you order your headphones, so that you can replace them in 3 or 4 or 5 years, however long it takes to wear out. All depends on the user, how long those will last. But they're really well built. You can see obviously if you poke your finger to there, you're gonna rip it, but because it's delicate. But just it's really nice. Everything's well built. This is all metal. All the construction's metal. The hinges are all metal. Everything's metal, 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 and then you have leather headband and leather padding up here. Padding it feels that when you feel it, it feels rather stiff, but it's comfortable. Over time, everybody's different, but over time, most headphones, if I wear them for a prolonged time, I tend to feel a little bit of discomfort up on top of my head from the headband. So it's a user by user scenario, really. But they're comfortable for I use them for 3 or 4 hours, and I was fine until I started feeling a little discomfort up here. But that's just normal for me. The clamping power on these guys is I would say moderate. It's not really they go back to their form here, but the clamping power on your head, it's moderate. It's not overbearing. They're comfortable on the ear, so there's no worries there. Now this is where we had an issue with the on-ear version of the Canfield, Shinola Detroit Canfield headphones, is the adjustability tolerance, and that's this here, right in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that adjustability in the on-ear was just not enough for me. Now, that may not be the case for everyone. Even at its max opening on the on-ear version, I felt like the headphones didn't quite comfortably go over my head properly. Now these have a little bit more, I felt like they had a little more max opening for me. So the headphones were able to, my ear was able to rest in here where it should. And like my earlobe was right down, in this area where it should be. It didn't feel like it was too high up. So, but this is at the max opening for me. So I have to have these open completely to have that comfort. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been good. But they're comfortable. As far as I can tell for myself now, I really enjoyed the comfort and fit and of the on-ears. I mean, of the over-ears, these are over the on-ears. The on-ears were nowhere near as comfortable. So if you're gonna have to spend another $100 for the over ears, but if comfort is an issue, if you got a big head like I do, then it might be worth it. That's like I said, the on ears were just a little too small for me. These are perfect. But just at the right perfectness. It's not. There's no more tolerance for me at this point. If I can't pull it out any further. If someone with a bigger head than I were to use these, it might not be as comfortable. So that's the design and comfort and look of the headphones. Obviously, you have your two ports where you put your headphone jacks into and to enjoy your music. And there are no controls on these. There's no touch controls. There's nothing. These are just straight headphones. So expect to use the cable at all times. One thing I didn't mention about the cable is I do wish the cable was just slightly longer. I felt like it was just a little too short. Maybe give me just a scotch more cable, but it's still a great cable. Just need maybe a little more length to it. They're very supple and bendable, so I have no issue with their build quality. I think that Shinola Detroit did a great job with the build quality here. As far as sound goes, these guys are a little bit different than the on-ears. These are running a 50 millimeter driver, and their frequency response 20 to 24,000 hertz with an impedance of 41 ohms. So they have a little more richer of a sound than the on-ear version. I felt like they sounded really great. Much like the on-ears, they're real crispy, but they do have a tweaked bass frequency there. But it's not overbearing. It's not like let's say the Beats again, where Beats are pretty well known for being a little bit bass heavier. The bass frequencies here are tweaked a little bit to deliver a little more low end punch, but it's not overdone. It's a nice tweak, I think, and it keeps the low end strong to hold up the rest of the frequencies. For me, playing in bands and being a musician for many years, the one thing I've always relied on is the bass and the drums to be our foundation in the music. It all starts with a good bass line, a good bass, and a good drummer that can keep everyone else in the pocket. Because without that foundation, the rest of us are going to fall apart, and it just doesn't sound as good. So it's nice that Shinola Detroit did tweak those bass frequencies just to give the music a bit more of a footprint, more of a foundation. The highs and mids are nicely balanced, and the vocals are clean and clear, and the cymbals and higher frequency instruments, they cut through nicely. I have no complaints with the sound here. I listen to everything from Michael Jackson to Pink Floyd to Lecrae and Metallica. Everything across the board sounded good to me. The spatial dynamics on these things are great as well. Especially, it's very evident for me when I'm listening to Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd tends to put in a lot of, oftentimes puts in real subtle sound effects in their music. If you listen to The Wall, you can hear footsteps and children speaking or people speaking in the distance. And when you listen to The Wall on these headphones, you can feel that spatial dynamics, the spatial dynamics of the music. You can hear the music in the background. It feels like the music in the background, and there's a door closing up to your front right of the audio. You can hear it, or you can hear footsteps coming from the left. It's just it picks up on those spatial dynamics and really well. So it's great big thumbs up for that. But overall, everything sounds balanced at low and higher volumes. Turning up the volume on my phone, it didn't produce any distortion. I didn't hear any crackling in the drivers. So these things, they're holding up well. I think overall they sound amazing. I think the on-ear, if you can fit the on-ear, they sound just as amazing. I think they're running 40 millimeter drivers, but the sound is still great. So those are worth looking at if you want to save some money and if they fit your head. Call quality, these do work with iPhone calls, and I don't use headphones for calls. When I'm putting on headphones, I want to be left alone. So I generally am on do not disturb when I'm using these. But I did test that, and call quality is great. No complaints. People can hear me. I can hear people. The mics work fine. No big deal. Everything works. So these guys, they're not cheap. Although I will say that Shinola Detroit had them priced. When we first reviewed the over-ears, the pricing on their headphones was much more aggressive. The on-ears, I think, were running at $450, and the over-ears were $550. And I think they recognized that was probably a bit aggressive on pricing, so they dropped I believe the over-ears are now $350, and these are definitely $450. Now, these are not, if you're not looking to drop over $400 on a pair of headphones, it's definitely not for you. They're well built. There's an aspect of fashion to them, of course. They're a fashion accessory for some, and that's part of Shinola Detroit's look is fashion. They're fashion forward, much like Master and Dynamic. They design headphones for people that want to be fashionable and in a certain way. You know, Beats does the same. You know, Beats aren't that much cheaper at 300 and some bucks, but also they offer Bluetooth and other things like that. But you know, these are really aren't for anyone that wants Bluetooth or anyone that wants to spend doesn't want to spend that much money on headphones. They sound great. They are worth it if you don't mind paying the premium. If you're not looking to drop that much money on headphones, then definitely then they're not for you. If you don't mind dropping $400, $500, $600 on headphones, these are a really great choice. There are other $400, $500, $600 headphones out there. Heck, there's $1,000, $2,000 headphones out there. But these are definitely a pair of headphones to consider if you are looking into headphones that are this expensive. So there you have it. It's a quick review because, I mean, there's really not much to talk about here other than the sound is pretty great. The price is pretty high. You know, if I had to buy these myself, I probably wouldn't. You know, I think it's just it's not a financial decision that I could be comfortable with, but I know that there's plenty of people out there that have no problem spending this much money, and for those that do want to spend that much money, you know, these are a great choice. So take a look. We'll throw in the Shinola Detroit link down below. We'll throw in the link to the full written review down below to our website, and you can check that out as well. And we hope you enjoyed this review. Hopefully we'll be back soon with more videos. You guys, I hope you guys understand. We try to make as much content as we can on reviews and other things, but at this point we're pretty small, and we're all still working full-time jobs. I'm still working a full-time job, so the videos are few and far between at this point, and we apologize for that. But hopefully we're gonna start ramping stuff up. We'll get some energy, and we'll get some more video reviews out and some more stuff. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would encourage you to do so. I know that the content doesn't come weekly or daily, but if you can throw us a subscribe and a like on this video, I'd appreciate it. It would go a long way. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and if we can get there, we can get our YouTube monetization back up, and that would be amazing, and we'd appreciate that highly. If you haven't checked out the website, Techaeris.com, again, we'll put a link down below there on the actual written review on this, and then just feel free to poke around. Check out what we've been doing for the last almost 5 years. You know, we've worked our way up, and we're hoping to continue to climb that ladder, and we'll do it with your help. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll be back hopefully in a week and have another review for you. And until then, have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.